What's up, folks? Justin Phillip here from Dog Times Productions, and I know what you're thinking. Am I in some sort of time warp? I thought I was in 2019. Why is this guy comparing a GlideCam with a FlyCam? What is happening? I know. But here's the deal, man. I'm not a fan of your little motorized gimbals, internet world. I'm just not. So here's the deal. I have been shooting with these GlideCam, FlyCams for quite some time. I will admit, it is an art and it takes a lot of time to get good at them. I still have not mastered them. I started out on the GlideCam 2000 HD Pro or whatever it was called. Back, you've probably seen them, the ones that had the round washers as weights, where I went to my local hardware store, bought big ass round washers and used them as weights when I used to shoot with the original Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. On that GlideCam HD-2000 Pro. So I have been trying to get good at these for quite some time. If you guys follow my channel, you know I've been shooting with this FlyCam HD-3000 for quite a while now. I even have the vest in the arm, which I will admit I have abandoned the vest in the arm. If you saw my behind the scenes of my micro short early 2000s, there was no vest or arm found anywhere in that video. However, I filmed almost the entirety of it on this little contraption. But here's the deal, you can't skateboard with a crazy vest and arm, you just can't. So anyways, recently, if you know my channel, you're one of my subscribers. By the way, thank you to all of my loyal subscribers. You guys rock, you keep me motivated to keep doing this thing, and you keep putting up with my hijinks, so I love it, thank you. I recently upgraded to this GlideCam Devin signature series. Now, I did a quick little half-ass review on this already, but I thought today would be cool to compare the FlyCam HD-3000 to the GlideCam Devin signature series. I know it may be a little unfair considering this guy goes for around 200 and this guy goes for around 800, but however, it is literally what I upgraded to. And so I was thinking, well, a lot of people out there, I know two of my friends, actually maybe 3 or 4 of my friends are still rocking the GlideCam HD-4000, which was a pretty popular model, and this is literally FlyCam's version of that. I just thought, hey, if anyone's out there thinking, is the Devin really worth the upgrade from my whatever version of FlyCam or GlideCam you have? And spoiler alert, yes, it is. But I usually always use my Rokinon Cine 16mm and my Rokinon Cine 10mm. I love wide angles. You probably know that if you follow my channel or follow my work. But also, these are really nice when paired with the MetaBones Ultra, which is the one I own, which you're actually viewing through right now. What you're viewing me through right now is the MetaBones Ultra Speed Booster with the Sigma Art 18-35 on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Anyways, this is my go-to because these combined with Cinema 4K and the MetaBones adapter, the 10mm is equal to about a 14mm and the 16mm is equal to about a 22mm. I'm talking in terms of full frame equivalency, okay? However, here is an interesting thing, and I have poo-pooed this many times about the Viltrox focal reducer. The Viltrox focal reducer does not work with Rokinon Cine lenses. Whenever I have tried to attach it to this, it always says lens attachment failed. If you've seen all of my videos, I'm sure you've seen me show that in a demonstration in my past videos. I'll try to find the exact one and put a link down in the description below. It is a very shitty thing that it does that. So unfortunately, I have to do this review comparison with my Tamron Pro zoom lens. It's a consistent 2.8. On the Viltrox, it turns into a 2.0. However, it's only a 28-75, but we're gonna have it on the 28. It's not quite wide enough, but I think it will add an extra little element because it'll be a little bit punched in. Now, 28mm will give you the full frame equivalent of a 40mm, which is still kind of, well, not really wide in my opinion, but in some people is still wide. But it is a little punched in, which will up the ante with these GlideCam shots, because if you know anything about gimbal work, the wider you go, obviously, the easier it is to make your shots stable. Just a quick little comparison of these two models. Here's my favorite part about the Devin signature series. Watch this. I'm sure you've seen this before. No, I'm not being lewd and crude. This is probably the best feature of this GlideCam. The gimbal is completely slidable along the rail here. So this right here is why this GlideCam is so amazing. Makes it so much easier to balance this thing, and you'll see when we get to it. But there's little markings on here, and you can remember, and then, oh, this is where I want it. Boom, you're locked and loaded. Another amazing thing is this is only two little knobs to turn. 2 knobs total to balance. Meanwhile, something like the FlyCam HD-3000 or even your GlideCam HD-4000, whatever GlideCam, FlyCam you own, it's a total of 10 knobs you have to turn. 10 knobs versus 2 knobs. So that's gonna save you a lot of setup time. Also, this Devin Graham Signature Series is a true Manfrotto compatible quick release plate. Now, if you're like me, and you've gone through quite a few of these GlideCam FlyCams, you always have to put your own Manfrotto quick release plate on top of these things. With this model, FlyCam HD-3000, they did include this weird little quick release plate, which was nice of them. However, I don't know what this one is compatible for. I have yet to find anything that this plate is compatible with. This video is not sponsored by GlideCam by any means. It's not. I know I talk passionately about all the gear I own. Nobody sent this to me. Nobody's like sitting in a back room going, yes, yes, he's hitting all the checkpoints. Yes, yes, very good, very good. No one's doing that on these videos. I bought all this stuff with my own hard-earned money, and I actually use it in the field. Okay, so if you're looking for a guy on YouTube that actually uses his stuff in a real-world working environment, I'm a low-budget indie filmmaker, you know, out here in the trenches for all my fellow low-budget indie filmmakers, just sharing tips and tricks along the way, okay? That's what this channel is all about. Now, I will say, if you guys watch my video, you know I used to hold it like this. My FlyCam HD-3000, I used to hold it like this, and that's kind of the way it sits on the vest and the arm as well. But since I've purchased this Devin Graham, I've been trying to learn the Devin Graham way of holding it, and I actually prefer it now. I've done like 2 or 3 shoots now with this GlideCam, and yeah, and not only is it easier to balance and easier to maneuver and manipulate, but it's just way less tremors. When I hold it like this, you start tremoring almost immediately. But if you hold it like this, and also Parker Walbeck holds it like this too. And yeah, and also if you'll notice, it sets it up perfect for the way my arm needs to be cocked. Whereas this it's a little awkward. But if you see like this, it's not like straight up like this, and it's more out. I know I have little baby T-Rex arms, but this makes it a little more, I don't know. I've been adopting this way of holding it, and I think maybe if you're having trouble, try that. It actually works for me. Before we start officially doing the setup, you'll notice that this drop time is way too fast. I just want to show you guys what I learned from GlideCam themselves is, now obviously you can't do this unless you have the Devin Graham Signature Series. Here's the little Not being rude or crude, just being, you know, showing you the cool parts of this. Okay, now so GlideCam says you want to move this until it's right in the center of gravity. And that's going to help you establish your drop time. Right around there is actually where we want to be. And from here, you can figure out where you're actually going to be dropping. Oh, went too far that way. Okay, I think we're at a pretty good spot now where I should start maybe, I should start hitting the timer because now we're starting from scratch. And starting now. So that was 2 minutes and 40 seconds. There we go. So 2 minutes and 40 seconds for the GlideCam Devin Graham Signature Series. Normally the way I rock this is I have, you know, for my broadcast shot, I have my Sennheiser G2 up here, and then I have an HDMI cable running down, and my Shinobi sits at the bottom. And when I'm rocking the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, the power station is down here with the Shinobi on top. So that means the weights are, you know, readjusted to the front and yada yada. But for the sake and simplicity of this video, I just wanted to do it with the GH5 in normal setting. This one is going to be a little bit more tricky because I have to take this quick release off and put that quick release on. And now I'm going to put this on here. I've actually never used this thing with the actual quick release plate. Look at that. It's pretty close right out the gate. Wow, this might be a really unfair because I really ripped that Devin Graham apart before we started doing it. But whatever. Let's reset this and it's off. Oh, 3 minutes and 11 seconds. So almost a minute longer to balance the FlyCam HD-3000. Here you go, 2 minutes and 40 seconds for the Devin Graham and 3 minutes and 11 seconds for the FlyCam HD-3000. Not much of a big difference. Now again, I'm pretty anal. I'm just like buying it for what it is, you know, but I would probably toy with these a little bit longer just to get it perfect. But this FlyCam actually turned out pretty good. I mean, it's not good when it starts turning on its own. It is wanting to turn a little bit on its own, so I could tweak that more, but I'm just not gonna mess with that right now. But for right now, I think I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna record with this, I'm gonna record with both, and then yeah, and then we'll come back and see what the verdict is. So we're watching we're watching the FlyCam HD-3000 footage. I will say they both seem to be pretty good at like panning around. Wow, the FlyCam footage is garbage. Okay, here we're going up the stairs. It's not too bad, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this review, man, is not really, you know, I don't take my time with this shit. I was really hauling ass for this. I should have probably taken my time more with this. But I mean, this would be more of a real world thing. Here we're going down the stairs with the FlyCam. Now this isn't bad. I mean, this is pretty interesting actually. Now you have to imagine too, if this was a wider lens, it would be way cooler looking. This is a 28mm on the GH5, so this is punched in, man. Like this is not too bad. I mean, here we are at the fence. Okay, let's see what this looks like going down these stairs. To adjust exposure. Okay, here we go. And taking a look at the stairs. This is very like Jason Bourne kind of. Not too bad. It's floating down those stairs pretty well, I guess. I do need to like chill out on how quick I pan. Here we go. It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. Now there is a part where I hit the pole, which is why I highly recommend using a monitor on the sled. Oh, this was when I was hauling ass. It's actually not too bad. It did dip back a little bit right there. I mean, I'm moving. I'm trucking. You know, I'm moving along here. This is... Where do I hit the pole? I think it's coming up. Whoa, I'm getting seasick. Okay, here we go. And okay, here's our friends. This is when I hit the pole because I just couldn't see the pole. You know, I'm used to right here. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I really nailed that pole. Okay, and here we go back up. That's not bad. You see, when I'm taking my time, it looks pretty decent. That's hilarious though. That is really funny. And back down the stairs. Ugh, the pans are too fast. The pans are way too fast. Okay, let's look at the Devin Graham. Here's the interesting thing about the Devin Graham. It doesn't really do a wobble, but it does like this weird like back and forth thing, which is a little interesting. It like kind of treks back and forth. You see that? So with the FlyCam, it'll wobble back and forth, but with the GlideCam, it just kind of ticks back and forth. It looks better. Definitely, I would prefer the little ticks more than the actual full-on wobble. But it must be something with how the gimbal is attached, or you see how it just tick-tocks back and forth? It could just be a technique thing that I haven't mastered yet. It's not bad going up these stairs, I guess. Again, I'm rushing this stuff. This is like worst case scenario run and gun style. And again, this is a 28mm lens, so not too bad, I guess. I mean, I usually shoot on the 16mm, so much wider. Here we go down. See how it's doing that tick back and forth? It's just a little slight tick. It's almost like akin to like what a motorized gimbal does if it can't quite get its center mark. So maybe I just don't have the center of gravity quite right on that Devin Graham. My pans are really sloppy. I gotta really work on that because that could really make people barf in their throats. Okay, here we go. Adjusting exposure here. And down, here we go. Okay, all right, he's sizing it up. Now, let's see what's happening. That's a nice little float down. Not bad, not bad, not a bad little float down there. Did a little bit of walking. It's doing that tick-tock. It's doing the tick-tock. Don't know what that is all about. I think I just went a little too quick on balancing these things from scratch. Okay, here we go, up the stairs. Now with this Devin Graham, I was really hoofing it. You can't really tell how fast I was going, but there you can kind of see my footsteps. I was kind of hoofing it. I was hoofing it down this ramp. Hard to tell though, isn't it? Was this when I was running? I was running down this ramp. This looks like I'm walking. Good to know. Good to know. Because I was definitely running. Oh, maybe this is when I run. Oh, I ran up the ramp. Maybe? I don't know. Oh, I was showing you how sore my hand was. And here we go. Yeah, this is definitely a run. Okay, now we're running. Now we're hauling ass up this ramp. Yeah, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell I'm running. Okay, here we go. And down the stairs. Yeah, I got a little bit of wobbly there. But overall, I definitely like the Devin Graham more. Look at that. That's a nice little float up those stairs, I will admit. I will admit that's not bad. Okay, all right. Okay, guys, so when we're back in the studio here, we reviewed the footage. Yeah, here's a couple things. I will admit a few disclaimers. I just came off of 2 days solid of working with this. And usually when I rock this, I have my Sennheiser, I have my Shinobi. It's all decked out. And so let me whine and complain a little bit. I'm a little wore out. I went 2 straight days of filming on this thing. So my arms and my hands still have blisters on them for the past 2 days. So I am a little wore out. Just a small disclaimer, but I know that's no excuse. Supposed to be a professional here, okay? One thing I'll point out, and I forgot to balance with my ND filter. So none of these shots, these shots are like really, the f-stop is like on a 16 or something just because I forgot my ND. So you want to make sure to remember everything that you're balancing with. So one thing I will say also is that I kind of rushed this whole thing, but maybe that's more idealistic because if you're working in a true run and gun style, you don't have a whole lot of time to perfectly balance these things, and you don't have a whole lot of time to perfectly really take your time. I always try to tuck it T-Rex. I always try to do the chicken walk, but in my experience with the reality show that I'm shooting for, sometimes it's like, oh shit, he's over here now. Okay, oh, he's talking to this random stranger. Oh, we gotta get it. So it is a lot of that stuff, and maybe, this is more ideal. Because now on my narrative work, like, I will go back and get it till it's right. So I already talked over the video. I gave my notes on things, and one thing I did want to point out, it's pretty funny. When I was on the FlyCam, I ran into the pole out front, and that was nothing was damaged. Just like my body right here just went poof. And it was I was going to round the corner, and I got kind of not clotheslined, but I guess cocklined. And so one thing I'll say is because I'm used to having my monitor down here. Now here's a pro tip, guys. They do that for a reason. So when you're looking at your monitor, you can also see your feet in your peripheral vision. So not only do you see what's in front of you because you're looking down at your monitor, but you see your feet and what your feet is coming up on as well. So right there is a prime example. I have gotten way too spoiled with looking at a monitor because with these tests, obviously it's all bare bones, just for simplicity's sake. And I don't know what you guys are working with your GlideCams or FlyCams. So I was keeping it as simple as possible, but because of that, I wasn't able to see where I was going, and I ran right into that rail. I thought that was funny. But anyways, I don't know. You guys, I know what everyone's gonna say. I'm sticking to my Roniness. I'm sticking to whatever you have, and that's cool. You should. You should stick with what you know. Me, I just love these things, and I've already talked a little bit in the video, but you'll notice in there that the Devin Graham doesn't wobble this way as much. But it does do a little slight tick. Now I think that's still me perfecting the true center of gravity balance with this guy. I think that's all it is. I think once I truly master that, because again, I just recently purchased this like last week, so I am still, you know, finessing the way I use this thing. Ultimately, just with this super quick little crappy review I just did here, I will admit I do like the way the Devin Graham look compared to the FlyCam. The FlyCam does have a little bit of wobbliness to it, and I also know, I mean, I am realizing in my work that I almost move too quick with these things. So I do realize, yeah, you don't have to tell me that you're getting seasick during the panning, because I am picking up on that. I do realize that my pans are way too fast. So, and it's just because these things move, man. They move. Now, obviously, I'm not running these things every single day, but however, with this job I've gotten within the past couple months, I am running these things very often, like 4 times a week. So that has led me to up my game and get the better Devin Graham one, and really getting me to really, I've been practicing every day. Every day I just get these things out and I practice. And I was doing that with the FlyCam when I was trying to maintain the vest, but I don't rock the vest anymore. I am keeping it for emergency situations, but this Devin Graham, this is my new go-to. I love it. I love the durability. I love the simplicity of it, and I'm pretty okay with the organic look that it gives, and I'm even okay with this really super quick crappy review of it, even the footage of it today. So I don't know. You guys, there you have it. Maybe you'll be upgrading to the Devin Graham if you're still rocking something like this, or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll say, you know what, this guy is out of his mind. It's 2019. I'm getting a Ronin S or whatever you want to get, and that's cool too. Do your own thing, man. Do your own thing. Get what works for you. But at the end of the day, it's all about story. And with that, for now, that's a wrap.